All right, good afternoon, everyone. Today is Tuesday, the 23rd day of October, 2012. Let me just go write down the results. Let me go write down the results. I know I have them over here somewhere. Okay. On the ES this morning, we did take a couple of trades. We ended up break even on the morning on the YM. We are minus 8 ticks on the NQ. We are plus 7 ticks on gold. We are plus 6 ticks. And on the Russell 2000, we are minus 5 ticks. Okay, I'll go over the trades, majority of them anyway, and we can discuss. Discuss. It won't be as much of a discussion if you guys don't enter any ask any questions. But before I go any further, the way to get in here, if you have not taken a free trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply. Sign up for the free trial. All we ask for is your name and your email address. Again, that's www.cfrn.net/apply. In the free trial, you get access to our live trading room for 5 business days, 2 hours per day. You will be sent an email that has a video that shows you how to download the charting platform, how to download our indicators, and even how to put things on the charts, I believe. And if you still have any questions, obviously you're going to be in the free trial. You can email us at support@cfrn.net, and we'll be happy to answer any questions for you. All right. Let's see. I went over the results already, and I did that. So let's just go through the actual trades now. All right. On the YM, we took a couple of trades on the YM this morning, so I'll point them out to you. Wait, before I do that, I want to inform everyone we had a swing trade announcement last night that said to sell below 1411.50. The follow-up to that, it did get triggered early this morning at about 6:30, 6:40. It was triggered in here. The follow-up to that was to reduce your risk and then to move your stop to plus 5 points as we look for it to get down to 1401. All right, it got down to 1402, and when it got all the way down here to 1402, we had suggested locking in 5 points. If you did do that, you are out now with 5 points profit. We were looking for 1401, and it came within a point of it. It gave 10.5 points from the entry. Okay, that was the swing trade last night. Okay, now let's go back to what I was doing. The YM. All right, in the live trading room this morning, we had, the market was just cruising down here, all the way down here, and when it finally pulled back up here to the BBC, we had higher lows right here. Okay, higher lows. All right, and that's why we didn't take the bounce off the BBC right here. It went up and just consolidated in here for a little bit. Once it closed below this trend line I had drawn here on these bottoms that opened the door to lower prices, obviously, you can see it dropped down significantly from there. The close below was at 13,096, and it dropped down to 13,022 for a 74 point move. That's pretty significant. That's about $350, $375, something like that per contract. All right. Price moved back up, testing the BBC right here. We shorted it here, and we were stopped out with minus 8 ticks. All right. We were looking for it to close the window of opportunity. It had not completely closed the window of opportunity. The next opportunity was here. We had a bullish cross. It came back down, tested the BBC. We got long there. And when it closed the window of opportunity, which, by the way, is the space between the BBC and the MA1, when it closed that window of opportunity, we had moved our stop up to break even. It came here and took us out at break even. I had suggested in the room that it'll probably get up here to the yellow line and probably sell off of there. And that's exactly what happened. Since then, we didn't take any more trades. It was consolidating in here quite a bit. And during the break, we had a bullish cross right here. and a pullback down, tested the BBC, and it's moved up off of that. Okay, that was the YM this morning. The ES, we actually had a couple of trades, few trades this morning on the ES. This was our first trade after the bearish cross right here. It pulled back up and tested the BBC. We shorted the BBC right there. And when it closed the window of opportunity, we had moved our stop up to plus 1 point, and it took us out at plus 1 point before continuing down all the way down to 1402. The next opportunity was right here. We shorted again right here, and it consolidated and consolidated and consolidated, and then once it started to move up over here, once it got up above this level right here, I decided to take the trade off. I took it off at minus 4 ticks, so we were break even right here. Plus 4 over here, minus 4 over here. Then we had a bullish cross. It pulled back down to the BBC right here. I went long right here, and once it had given us 5 ticks profit, I had moved my stop to break even, and it came down and took me out of break even before moving up to the yellow line, which it eventually sold off of. All right. You can see the markets they're starting to rally a little bit right here. That was our ES trading this morning. Now the NQ, we did take trades on the NQ. We took one trade on the NQ. Right here on the pullback up to the BBC with the bearish divergence right here, we shorted it right here. It drew down a little bit, and I had put my target right here, 1 tick above the dynamic support area right here, and it went right down and hit my profit target there. It actually went through my profit target. But so we took some profit there. Now there were more opportunities here on the NQ. It pulled back up, tested the yellow line right here, and moved down off of it. Had a bullish cross right here, pulled back to the BBC with bullish divergence for an opportunity to get long. Bearish cross, tested the BBC with a down close for an opportunity to get short, and there was another one over here. More opportunities in here to get long. Bullish cross, test, and test with the up closes and the bullish divergence. Let's see. That's pretty much it. All right. Well, there were more opportunities along the way in here, but it's all more of the same. More of the same stuff. Okay. Bouncing off the yellow brick road here where it was blue. Bouncing off over here where it was red. Though I didn't like this one in here because we didn't have a lower swing. Okay. This one was blue, but this was pre-market. This one was blue again, pre-market. This one was blue. This was right at the open. All right. But that was the NQ this morning. So we took profit on the NQ. Break even on the ES. Minus 8 ticks on the YM. Let's see what else. There was something that I had done. I want to just check and see if Howard, are you in here right now? You guys may or may not recall. EFGH. No, he's not in here anyway. But you guys may or may not recall. In the past, we used the sentiment indicator on a 7-minute chart. I threw it on here again because we had one of our partners had asked, if we are looking for the longer term trend, do we have anything that we use to look at it with? And this is what we had done. This is what we had done for a while. Okay. We had used the sentiment indicator on a 7-minute chart, and I also have the CFTC on here. You can see the bars are all red all the way down, and they're actually just turning blue. Usually there's a transition bar in between the color changes. In this particular case, no transition bar, and that could be significant. All right, and you would think a 45-degree angle down, that the color change on the would be an excellent exit. Not sure where I was when you said that, Gary. I don't remember which market I was talking about or going over. But on the Dow? Okay. That was I'm still out of context. Let me finish up and then I'll get back. Okay, I'll come back to that. All right. This was soybeans this morning. Dwayne had yesterday said he had given a couple of areas on the beans. I believe it was 38 and 55. Sell stop at 38. He actually left his sell stop on, and it was triggered, and he took 2 cents profit on it. We didn't look at the soybeans at all this morning, though. That was from yesterday. The euro got hammered pretty well this morning too. This is the pre-market right here. You can see 545. It pulled up to this red area right here and sold off there, and then it had another opportunity here with the bearish divergence down here. Pulled up, hit the BBC, and gave a down close. All right, and it sold off all that. Let's see. What else do we have here? Hang on, let me bring gold over, and we'll go over the gold. Okay. Now, we took a couple of gold trades this morning. I didn't outline every trade that came up this morning, but we did take a couple. Here, when it dropped through, right through here, pulled back up and tested the BBC with some bearish divergence, gave a down close. You could have gotten short right there. It didn't hit the red area up here on any of those. All right. So we didn't sell it. We didn't sell it from any of those spots. Let's see. When it moved up here, it tested the BBC and gave an up close with bullish divergence. I did take that long trade right there, and I took some profit on it. All right. Then it sold off down here. It hit the blue, and it did give 1 bar's profit. Minimum 1 bar profit is what we anticipate. And then it dropped down through it. When it dropped through, let's see. Right here, there was bearish divergence. Bearish divergence is right there. All right, bearish divergence tested the BBC, gave the down close, and it kept going down. Over here, I sold it when it pulled up over here because we were coming off a lower low. All right, so I sold it when it pulled up here to the red. And when I was moving my stop, I was adjusting my stop to break even once it started to move into the profit zone for me, and I accidentally took it off with sorry, I accidentally took it off with just 1 tick profit. But you can see it was going down significantly, and I was actually shooting for the BBC right here. I was looking for it to get down to the BBC, but I ended up messing up the order when I moved my stop. I did take profit on it though a little bit. All right. Right here we had another opportunity. This was at 1047. Tested the BBC with the up close with the bullish divergence. And that's pretty much it on the gold for today. Frank, I'm laughing because it wasn't the cinnamon indicator, it was the sentiment indicator. It's the market sentiment. CF sentiment. All right. Let's see. What haven't I done yet? I haven't done the Russell. Okay. We took a trade on the Russell. We got stopped out on it. But it did. Our direction was right. Everything was right. I just didn't have enough risk on the trade. And I actually had less risk than I normally have by accident. I didn't update the DOM. I got to update the DOM. But the pullback up here, I tested the BBC, and the down close right here is what I shorted. And it did end up going down significantly. It tested the yellow line right here at this red area, but it didn't put in a lower swing, so we weren't expecting it to hold over here. Pulled down here and bounced off the blue. Bounced off it again. Not putting in a higher high right here. You wouldn't anticipate it holding there. Let's see. It came through right here. Now right here it's kind of an odd place because I think everything was in place for that to be red right there, but for some reason it's not. Anyway, during the break right here we had a bullish cross test of the BBC with an up close with bullish divergence. I was going right into the weekly trading zone though. Okay, but that was the Russell on the morning. And crude oil. We didn't trade any crude this morning. Okay, but there were opportunities to trade the crude. I don't remember if I highlighted any of them, but you can see right here. Bouncing off the red, put in a lower low, bounced off the red, and it did eventually go down. Down to here where it bounced off the blue. Over here we didn't have a higher swing, so we weren't anticipating that holding. It went right through it right here. Okay. Let's scroll back to the morning. Now we had a huge drop in the crude. Tested the BBC and dropped down. Got a bullish cross. Tested the BBC and a move up. Came right through the BBC down here to the blue area. All right, moved up off of that. Didn't put in a higher swing. Fell through. Came back over here. An opportunity to sell with the bearish divergence. Not putting in a lower low. I wasn't looking to sell it over here. All right, right here it gave 1 bar's profit and then it went through it. Over here 1 bar's profit and then it went through it. Over here you can see it dropped down pretty well right there. Did I miss anything in here? No, I don't think I did. All right, that, it's just more of the same in here. The 4-tick range trades and the trades off of the yellow line. Okay. Now, back to Gary's question. It was on the Dow. Let me go back to what I was doing on the Dow. As far as exits go, you were talking probably about here on this entry. I was looking for it to get up to here. Okay, that's what I was looking for. And that would have been a fantastic exit right there. As a matter of fact, it would have been a good place to reverse. I mean, obviously hindsight is 20/20, but typically the way these things come together is like this over here. It'll come together. You'll be below the yellow line, and you'll be looking to short off the yellow line if the color is red. And then while you're in that trade, you'll get your bullish cross like this. So you can fade the yellow line down to the BBC, and then at the BBC, wait for the up close so you can get on the long side. Okay, that's the way those trades come together. Typically, there are times like right in here. Right here is a good example of it. There are times when you have sort of conflicting signals, because right here it's saying to go short, but you're anticipating that you're going to get a bullish cross and a test of the BBC with an up close with bullish divergence, like that. So the way to trade that would be to fade it from here down to the BBC, at the BBC, wait for your up close, and then take the trade on the long side. Okay, in this particular case, in this particular case, it dropped down quite a bit before it moved up. For me, it was at 13,205, and it dropped down 15 ticks. Dwayne would have been able to stay in that because he uses a 20-tick stop. I don't. I use an 8-tick stop because when it's right, it's really right. And you were saying 1148 exit on the color over here. Right here. There wasn't actually a trade right there. There was a trade here. Or maybe you meant 1048. 1048 my time, 1148 your time probably, right? Are you in Central? Either way, it moved up. And that was it right there. All right, I'm going to stop the recording right now, but I'll keep answering your question, okay?